Have you ever thought just how boring or ridiculous news commentary is today? Welcome to the Real Jacks Podcast with Jim and Larry. The Real Jacks Podcast. From crime and politics to entertainment, you can expect something different. Now, let's get real, Jacks.
Hey, welcome back to Real Jacks with Jim and Larry and Crawfish. Got Doug Dixon back from D-Way Towing. And we're going to talk about some politics and other stuff today. Today, Larry's got to do the ads. And
we're going to do those real quick.
Turn it over to Larry.
Extreme Wings, my current employer. Colin and Megan Sordiff. We got 4 convenient locations. Family Sports Restaurant and Grill, more than just wings. Tremendous Barbecue, open since 2007, 8927 Hurlong Road, open 11 to 8 Tuesday through Saturday, and Sunday 11 to 3. Full barbecue menu, everything homemade. They cater anything, and they love first responders. Feed them actually this month every year. Advanced Window Tint, Ricky Tillman, 5024 Sunbeam Road, over 26 years experience here. 3M Platinum dealer, highest level of 3M dealer around. They tint vehicles, homes, and businesses. Secure One Protection Services, Jim's company.
Since 1986, your number one choice for protection. We do burglar alarms, fire alarms, commercial, residential, cameras. If it's security, we do it. We just don't do guard service. And we do discounts for first responders, have for 35 years.
And the number is?
356-1111.
I like it.
Okay.
Dibble Roofing, since 1949. You call Norm Brewer at 904-910-5728 or email Norm at norm.dibbleroofing@gmail.com. Any of your roofing needs, I'll take care of. I'll come out if you got a problem with your roof. Why are you recording me? You already recorded, man. You don't have to record me. D-Way Towing, so he can have this. 100 South Jackson Avenue. Phone number is 904-356-3929. He'll take care of all your towing needs. If you got any towing needs, he'll charge you double, like he does me. Every time I call, I get some price, and I'm like, man, this I need to double check this price somewhere else. But then I have to haggle with him.
And if you don't want to get towed, he'll still tow you.
Yeah. If you got a business and you want a sign up to make sure there's no derelict vehicles left on your property, Doug can handle that. Call D-Way Towing.
Yep.
Shannon Judge, my buddy Jimmy's wife, she's with Legends of Real Estate. Shannon Judge, realestate@gmail.com is her email. Her phone number is 904-200-2158. And their newest sponsor is Bouncer Roof Fund. Mike Kellum, former JSO and friend of mine, serving North Florida for over 15 years and over 10,000 parties. Bouncer Roof offers a large selection of inflatable hoppers, water slides, interactive games, concession, and frozen drinks. They have large event tents, tables, and chairs, and always discounts to first responders. If you rent on the weekend, you keep it the whole weekend. That's the end of that. Doug, what else you need? You got something else you want to say on that?
No.
All right.
I mean, I'm going to put it on my Facebook page to advertise.
All right, good.
Yeah, anyway, we need to charge him for that.
So,
yeah,
we're going to talk about some politics. We got some politics going on in Jacksonville. And Jim brought up something to me a while back, kind of struck a nerve.
Jim always bringing up some shit.
No, Jim's always striking a nerve.
It is. So somebody came to him, and we won't say who. I talked about the manpower study I did, and they said my data was inaccurate. Well, that is not true. So what I did was I saved a PowerPoint that I created at the time, and I got this data from JSO. I got it from what's called the Position Control Report out of HR. And then I used it with the ICP model of staffing out of crime analysis. So none of these numbers came from Larry. The only numbers that might have been a little off from the West Side math I have was the response times. So we got the whole PowerPoint. So I'm going to go through it pretty quickly so we don't waste a lot of time. But I called it the Patrol State of Affairs, Staff Analysis, and Effects on Patrol Efficiency, Lieutenant Larry Gale at the time. So go ahead and let's forward through that. First one, basically, I took the staffing. Now, this is not my numbers. This is the numbers they had at the time. And you got to understand, this is a shot in time. This is a picture in time. This is not an evolving event. So whatever you do at this day, 30 days from now, it's obsolete. Different. It's like, they're talking about something that occurred. This was 2017 when I did that. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that's like buying a laptop. Those numbers then are not accurate now because the staffing has changed up or down. So
let's clarify that. The numbers you're showing is current or something that you've got from 2017?
Got something I got from 2017. Okay. So I pulled the numbers from 2015, 2016 to 2017 to show a 2.5 year period of time what the staffing had done with the sheriff's office, because the public and the city council was being told that 85% of all classes were going to patrol. That wasn't true. So I pulled the numbers to say, how many patrol officers did we have in July of 2015 versus November of 2017, and what are the differences in the divisions moving officers in and out of patrol? Because we're saying we're putting all these officers on the street when actually we lost officers on the street. Did we have an increase in officers? Yes. Less officers on the street, more officers in other
So Larry,
divisions.
explain where they went. People are going to go, well, where did they go?
Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. So I'm going to get through the IACP staffing. So basically I created an overlay. I pulled what's called the IACP model. It's a staffing model based on, how you apply officers to zones based on the calls for service, ways, calls for service, things like that. So basically I took the position control report. It tells you exactly how many officers you have and whatever they're assigned. It's by EIS code, which is everybody's timesheet basically. Where everybody's working is where everybody's working. I didn't make these numbers up. These come directly from Human Resources. And then I took the ICP staffing model, the mathematical model, to say, based on these calls for service, this is how many officers you should have. And I overlaid those. And then I went around the horn for all 6 zones to say, this is how many you need. So at the time, Zone 1 had 87 officers, patrol elements. These are officers riding beats. Strength report says 67, so 20 needed. 67 versus 87. That was for one zone. They needed 20 more officers. Whiteboard shows 87, but that includes light duty officers, crimes officers, counter, bike traffic, etc. So go to Zone 2. Zone 2, they needed 151, but the strength board said 107 patrol duty. So they needed 44 officers at the time. The whiteboard said they had 125, but again, that includes light duty officers, people working the counter, not people actually riding beats. Go to 3. Zone 3, it said it needed 190. Strength report said 130. So 60 were needed. Go to Zone 4. Zone 4, this was the biggest disparity, and we all know the West Side doesn't get the staffing it should. I mean, Doug will tell you that because you should call and scream at me in Zone 4.
Probably the hottest zone in the whole city.
It is. It is the hottest zone. It said it needed 241 officers. At the strength board at the time said 144, so 100 officers basically were needed.
So there's a lot of officers in Zone 4, which we know just about every crime that can be committed is going on in Zone 4.
Yeah, everything. Number one in everything.
So you got 144 officers very stressed out, humping one call to another, and we're not talking about just writing basic reports.
Right.
We're talking about some pretty serious
the
crimes.
guys handle 10
a
to
lot
15
of priority
calls.
1 and 2 calls.
11 and a half hours, they handle 10 to 15 calls a day.
Okay.
Go ahead. Whiteboard said 160. For Zone 5, needed 22. Their numbers are up. We were always trying to push officers to Zone 5, so their numbers weren't terrible because, they were doing that. Zone 6 just needed 8. So go ahead and go to the next one. So in 7/30 of 2015, the following assets, there was 812 in patrol, 531 in other divisions. That totaled 1,343 officers. One-off totals from the position control spreadsheets. And I had somebody physically go through that and count those officers up. 2.5 years later, 11, 10, 17, there was 765 in patrol, so less in patrol, and 734 in other divisions, which means there's another 1,400, total of basically 1,500 officers.
So Larry, back when I was doing this 5+ years ago, there was like 1,600 sworn. So does that mean we lost?
Well, no,
I'm
talking about patrol, just people in patrol. So
gotcha.
Go back one. Go back one. So basically, 812 in patrol in the beginning when in 7/30 of 2015, there was 812 in patrol, 531 in other divisions, and they had a total of 1,343 riding beats.
Okay. So what is the rest? Supervisors? And specialized units?
People on the counter, people people in detective division. Then 2.5 years later, 765 in patrol, which is less. 734 in other divisions, totaling 1,499.
That's what I was
to the
looking
next
for.
one.
Other
this
divisions.
is the point is, by comparing the time periods, essentially, patrol has lost 47 officers, and all other divisions have gained 203 officers. So we took people out of patrol, and not only that, increased the number of people in other divisions. So patrol had a decrease of around 6%. Other divisions had an increase of 28%. These were not Larry's numbers. These came from the EIS position control report where everybody's assigned.
Did you dig deep to find out what other divisions?
For every officer patrol gained, another 4 went to other divisions. So we had a net loss of 3 in basically everyone.
Is this because they created a lot of new divisions?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Or added to existing.
Felt the need to create more divisions. Gotcha. Okay.
All right. At the time, and obviously it's gone way up. There's 1 to 3 assistant chiefs, meaning 3 chiefs, 7 lieutenants, 17 sergeants, increased caveats to this. I said personnel are overstated in position control report by those on military leave, suspension, leave without pay, retirement leave, etc. There's 17 officers occupying the grant index, leaving other divisions understated. Sworn chiefs are understated due to missing patrol support, professional standards, possibly not confirmed by counsel, which nominally temporarily distorts AC and lieutenant's positions. It's understood these numbers fluctuate, but overall patrol has had losses while other divisions have had significant increases. There is no making up any of that information. So whoever's asking those questions at the time, a picture in time, this was 100% correct. Now, 30 days after this,
this is dated info.
Dated info. 6 months after that, so somebody have to do it again. It's just like I said, you buy a laptop, you can't look at it. So they've hired the ACP right after this. They didn't have to pay them $200,000. I did the shit for free. But they hired them, and it took them 2.5 years to basically do all this study. The numbers were off. They included corrections in the patrol numbers, so they had it all jacked up. So it's been sent back and forth. The report is out. I've got to see it. I'm gonna get it somehow and read it. The whole IECP report. They did a full study, and there was some. I mean, the stuff that they said, some of it was idiotic stuff they did at the academy. I don't know who was running this IECP program, but I don't know where their numbers are at now. But it really, if they studied something 2 years ago and they're just now coming out with a report of it,
is this public information?
It will be. Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so it's accessible.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Okay,
but I don't know how accurate it can be when they did it from 2 years ago and the report's just coming out now.
So it's still dated then.
Yeah. So anyway, that's if anybody asks that question, you can tell them, Jim.
Refer to
100%.
Okay.
Position control report.
The information came from.
I didn't. Larry didn't pull these. Now I didn't put the response times up there. I jacked those up probably a little bit. You know, my number. I mean, I was doing that for us.
These aren't numbers you're pulling out of Larry's hat.
Yeah, they didn't come out of Larry's behind. So yeah. Anyway, so that's a big thing. Notice there's been a Safer Together report recently. A public report. I don't think the sheriff's office had a lot of interaction in there. Some of that's probably true. We can always, they said there's a lot of distrust in the minority communities. And I'm sure there is.
And that's not just Jacksonville. It's not just Jacksonville.
But now, the other thing in there about having
Larry Cincinnati, they really trust the police there. Baltimore,
Larry knows some distrust.
Yeah. But
Chicago,
one of the things they said
highest level of police trust.
They talked about a citizen review board. That's a non-starter. That will ruin a police agency overnight.
Let's make that a show.
So let me ask.
Go ahead.
Let me ask.
Go ahead.
So you don't think there's some distrust in the?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
What I'm saying is we've got away from the basic tenets of policing. You like my damn post, so don't sit up there and act like you didn't see it.
Yeah.
So we don't have the basic tenets of basic policing. What we have to get back to is neighborhood police officers. Neighborhood police officers. You got to build that trust. So you knew the guys that rode even when you was riding dirty, you knew the guys, and y'all's interaction was professional, right? Yeah. So
it was respectful.
We don't have that.
It's respectful.
Because you got new guys coming in, and now with this, pension mess, you got guys coming in, do 2-3 years, and they go somewhere else. But they're so covered up with calls, and they got so little time in the geographic areas because Nat Glover actually did some good things, but the worst thing he did was hire some company to come in and say, y'all need to create these sectors and subsectors because that's been terrible.
They got rid of the beat system.
Got rid of the beat system.
So now there's no relationships being built. People are leaving.
Relationships being built.
Right.
Because back in the day when I was young, they pulled me over one time, and I saw the officer lean down, and he knew my dad.
Right.
And he's like, I'm going to call your
Makes
dad.
a difference.
Just write me a ticket. Don't call my dad.
Right. Going to get the belt.
I'm going to get my ass tore.
Get the belt.
But do you think a lot of these officers being trained properly? Because I think some of these officers, they like we had a guy, it was a hit and run. And so the officer come over to the office. Of course, I wasn't there. And I wanted to look at the cameras. And so he left his email address and told me to email him. I'm like, what the fuck am I emailing you? Like emailing you like I'm at the office?
The videos? Well, he wants you to email the videos about what he wanted to do.
How can I email you the videos and I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking for?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Did you email him and tell him to come back?
No, I ain't email him and tell him to come back. For what? He ain't leave his fucking phone number. I ain't sitting. I got 100. I got 100 things to do. Do you think I'm finna sit around and talk about email somebody that he need me? I don't need him. He should have left his phone number. I'd have glad you could have
sent an email.
I ain't sending no fucking email.
Dougie.
That's not real police work.
This is 2021.
Listen, man. When you had the damn the Nelsons and the Kitchens and all them, hey man, you think they told the guys, hey y'all email me? Nah, them guys had they phone them. Ike Brown, all them. Yeah, hey man, just call me. You know what I mean?
Have we gotten away from that?
They got results.
Have we gotten away from that? Yeah, people like Ike Brown. Yeah, have we gotten away from that?
Yeah, y'all done got away from him. That's why I'm telling you, I wasn't for the email this goddamn guy. Shit, I got.
What do you think about like bike patrols or just guys getting out on the walking? Is it too dangerous for them these days to do that, or you think they need to get out there and do that?
They don't have time, and their areas are so big to cover.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're too busy.
To where
you can't run.
One guy to cover Sweetwater.
Right. You can't run calls when you're sitting walk around on foot.
He's got 8 or 9 blocks.
Right.
He knows everybody.
Right.
He knows the good kids. He knows the knuckleheads. He knows the thieves.
Right.
If somebody runs from here and you run, if
they know him.
Get a warrant on you.
Yeah.
Still
he knows that was Johnny.
Yeah. I know. Or you got a good kid. He's kind of making some mistakes. Look, I'm calling your mom. Let's go see your mama right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what we need to get back to, and those are the basic tenets of old school policing that we have lost.
And that I call on your mama could be a turning point in that right there in that kid's life, because you call his mama or take him to jail. Taking him to jail sometimes isn't the best result for a kid.
No,
and they go down the wrong path after that.
No, I mean you get some of these officers out here. They want to take you to fucking jail for spitting on the sidewalk, dumb shit. Like you start papers, a paper trail on these young guys, and I mean, it fucked their life up before they even get started. Because, they just, I think, don't use good discernment and say, hey.
That's where diversionary programs come in for people under 18. You need to give them a break,
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, shit.
Take the chance to be a mentor yourself.
Yeah, it may be something, a real crime out there, something, a murder or something like that, You may need somebody to help. Hey, man, listen, email me. Shit, tell me who did it. You know what I mean? Shit. Like, what the kind of policing they got going on?
Yeah, it's 2021.
Yeah, it's where my fucking tax dollar going, So Doug, Aaron was assistant chief, and
don't start with me, because you would call me if something get handled. I got to know this. Hey, did you, when you called me, did something get handled? If you needed something handled, was it handled if you called me?
Yeah, except one time in 2007, but we ain't gonna go back to that.
We done been through that. We done. What about?
Sounds like he's got a good memory of whatever it was.
Got a good memory.
The one that slapped the car. That was.
Yeah, he a police now.
Is he?
Yeah. This motherfucking CSO pulled me over and slapped slammed on my car 2 or 3 times and told me don't move my fuck.
Wait, a CSO pulled you over?
Yeah, motherfucker pulled me over. Yeah.
What year was that?
That was what? Last year before last, something like that.
I didn't think they could pull you over.
Shit, I didn't.
They can't.
I thought they'd get on the radio and get some help, but say
that guy up.
I'm sure they did.
But it wasn't.
That's a no-no.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing to get no help about. It was a funeral, and so this guy ride the motorcycle, directing the funeral. So he coming right at me. So I got to pull over and stop,
Right.
And so when the guy come past me on the motorcycle, and the funeral, had them pass by, I went to pull off. And the next thing I know, because I thought the CSO, I thought he was maybe doing a report or something, because it was like his car and like 2 other cars parked on the just on the curb.
On the sidewalk or whatever.
And so, after the funeral passed, I, went to pull on around and drive off, and I just heard a bam, bam. I stopped. Like, what the fuck? And looking, this damn CSO, don't you move this fucking car.
Was he assisting the funeral?
No.
Was he doing traffic detail for the funeral? No?
I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But he wasn't doing that. I guess he was just sitting on the side of the road waiting on my black ass to come by. So I get out the car. I say, hey, man, what the fuck wrong with you? I'm thinking he might be high or some shit,
He could be high.
No, it would have been great if he said, hey, what's wrong with you? You're a CSO.
He said, don't you move this car. I said, don't move the car. Yes, a funeral. I said, goddamn, the funeral gone. That's why I thought he was high. People gone, you know what I mean? The motherfucker about in the damn cemetery. And I said, man, don't hit my car no more, And I started to walk by there, but once again, just my experiences over the years, you know what I mean, dealing with JSO, I kept my black ass where I should have stayed by the door, and I said, don't hit my car no motherfucking more. And so I got in the car to pull off, and when I got in the car, he hit it again. Bam, bam. And I said, hey, motherfucker, I asked you, did you want these problems? You don't want these problems, right? So I'm like, I got you. So I get in the car and I drive to Wilson Boulevard. And so now he coming, and it's like, man, this motherfucker on a high speed chase.
The CSO?
Yeah,
he's following you.
No, I'm trying to catch this motherfucker to get his damn to get his car number and shit. Yeah, and so
make a complaint.
Yeah, and so
so you can call the undersheriff. So
Nah, I ain't call. I call
SO1.
I call Bruno, and so like I'm on the phone and I'm like, hey man, this like I don't know if this guy high or what, but by then he had done call office because when I was on the phone with the director, the office was calling.
Y'all all hear this? He's got a complaint, so he calls a director.
Yeah.
SO2.
3.
Was it 3?
3.
Oh, he didn't call the undersheriff. Okay.
What that mean? Shit.
So he called the number 3 in command. Okay.
So now, so the office called.
Your office.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they like, hey, we got this CSO officer on the phone, and he want to know who is the big bald head black guy driving a black car, and that I need to abide by the laws when it comes to a funeral and all of this shit. So I guess he had done ran my tag them and all of that, and yeah. So I had to complain. So I called, and made a complaint. This motherfucker got handprints on my. Now he got some big ass hands to be 18. Big ass handprints on the car. Yeah, I'm like some. So
evidence.
Yeah, so yeah, man, I filed a complaint, like, cause yeah,
like a snitch.
Nah, I wouldn't say that, but I just know that
Yeah, you need to be tightened up. That's not how you interact with the public.
Yeah. I mean, you young kid, but shit, they say he went to the academy, number 1 in the class or some old shit like that. He police now, Lord.
I was number 1 in my class. That don't mean nothing.
You think?
Yeah, he probably realized I gotta,
Yeah, I was.
I don't know. I heard he did some dumb shit.
Yeah, I was number 1 in my police academy class, and the guy that was the lowest as far as scoring on tests and stuff probably turned out to be the best officer that came out of our academy class. He went to St. John's though.
Well, Larry wasn't the best assistant chief. That's why they got rid of him.
They're just outspoken. Nothing wrong with that.
I was the best Zone 4 assistant chief, and I was. I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
I know you the only Zone 4 assistant chief I know got his ass beat by a little skinny black boy.
Not once.
Dougie,
I do know.
Didn't happen one
Dougie,
time.
what do you think about a citizen review board that Roman's pushing for?
I
mean, you think it's
no?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's good because, like, a lot of the citizens don't, they don't interact. They don't see what police officers have to go.
They don't understand the job and everything.
Yeah, they don't understand.
They don't understand the
but I what I think
the laws, the general orders, the directions. They don't understand none of that.
Yeah, I think what he should be encouraging is, hey, do some ride along with some of these officers and see some of the bullshit they go through on a daily basis. You know what I mean? I mean,
or just simply cooperate more on investigations.
I wouldn't listen, man. I wouldn't want to be the police for nothing in the world. First of all, it don't pay enough money for me, to put up with all the shit that they got to put up. Because I'm telling you, I got to go back to Thanksgiving, and I mean this police officer, this guy, he wasn't no tall guy, little short white guy, but this guy, he must have been on something. I mean, he's stark naked. I mean, like his bare hands, like he broke the window of the kangaroo. I mean, this
That's
guy,
a big glass, too.
butt naked. He hit this guy with this taser 2 or 3 times.
Didn't do
ain't
nothing.
phase him. He hit him one time with the taser, and I mean, he fell flat like a pancake and got right back up. And then that's when the officer, pushed him and they got on top of him and they started struggling. But I'm like, like this man, and he's probably bleeding. I truly believe if I wouldn't have been there, and had my hand on his hand so he couldn't get his gun out, I'm talking about the officer wouldn't be here because when he got his gun out, because the officer, they laying back, all he had to do was just bring up and shoot the officer in the head. I mean, his camera was gone, and he wasn't taking the gun out to take it home. And
no retirement.
Right? Yeah. And man, listen, after
for 45 grand a year.
After them other officers came, and I picked his body camera up off the ground because he hadn't walked in the center of the parking lot. Man, I had to get that dude a hug because I'm like, man, I can see it on his face. I'm like, man, I know what you feel.
Well, his life was probably flashing before his eyes.
Now here go the funny shit. They told me, they said, man, hey, you ought to come down. You ought to apply. I said, apply to be what? They talking about a police officer. I said, yeah, imagine that shit. Y'all hire convicted felons.
Yeah.
Shit, no, I'm all right.
Yeah, and they'd have to.
You have to take a pay cut.
Have a big pay cut.
A real big pay cut. Yeah. Shit, no.
So that's good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there, and I think we need to get back to the basic tenets of policing. You just increase the presence, you increase the relationships, you create an area where the officers are there all the time, the same officers riding the same area all the time, and it's such an area,
building those relationships.
Not so large that it's just they're crisscrossing each other and just being reactive, where they can actually go out and be proactive. Because you got to stop bad guys. You got to stop bad guys. You have that citizen review board, I promise you it's going to slow that down. And these jokers will be riding around as if Jacksonville don't have enough shootings to go on. So what else? We got the sheriff's race coming up. Yeah, we got a lot of people in the race right now. Yeah.
Who we got? We got a rundown?
Yeah, so we got Matt Nemeth. Oh yeah, what happened with Matt Nemeth? I'm gonna try to. Yeah, we're good on time. Matt Nemeth, when a group of y'all went to sushi, right? And what did you ask? Because you heard a lot of stuff about Matt Nemeth, right? What did you ask him at the sushi place?
Did I? Oh no, I just asked him. I mean, I'm like, I ain't never heard nothing good about you from nobody, black, white, male, or female.
Or anything bad?
Yeah. Like everybody at the table got quiet. They thought I was joking, but I was for real. Like I haven't. Like,
never heard anybody say anything good about him.
Honestly, no. I mean, one person, Brian, but that's it.
Okay, so that right there in itself will probably filter him out eventually as a candidate. So who else?
I don't know. That's the thing. They better not sleep on Matt, because I'm gonna tell you, he's a smart guy. He's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
He's well spoken. So don't sleep on him.
Okay. Well, there's nothing bad they can pull out about him. Then he's a viable candidate.
But now let me say this: like, I don't have nothing against the guy because I don't know him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That the few times I have talked to him, I mean, my interaction with him was good. Like, I didn't have a bad interaction with him at all. You know,
you don't have great personal relationships with anybody in the sheriff's office. So you got Lakeisha Burton, and she's legit. She's getting a lot. She's a Democrat, but she's getting a lot of Republican support. TK Waters, has he announced yet?
It's on the list.
Is that one of your cousins too?
Yeah, he announced he run.
Okay.
Yeah, he announced.
All right, so he is announced.
His name came out almost 2 years ago, and then it disappeared. So he's back.
Well, that's because Bruno got in, and then TK. They needed an heir apparent for the legacy, the dynasty. They try to keep a dynasty in politics.
The anointed one.
They don't want the public, choosing who successors are, or who the.
Any thoughts as to why TK is the anointed one?
Nah. I mean, I hear things. I don't know how much that's true. I did create a kind of an uproar, though. I posted something about, I got some phone calls that not TK himself. I don't think TK would do this because TK is a good guy, but he had some people leaning on. Sometimes when you get an heir apparent, they'll raise a lot of money internally, which they have. Basically, they lean on people and they call you on the phone and say, hey, this will be good for your career. This is the guy the sheriff's going to support. Hey, there'll be promotional opportunities or lateral transfer opportunities. They kind of put that pressure on you. So a lot of guys will write a check just to be left the hell alone. So with that kind of going on, it's unethical in my opinion. So I made a post about it.
That makes those positions political as a problem.
I made a post, and shortly, 5 minutes after that, the sheriff sent a text.
I started to call him and cuss his ass out. Like, don't be talking shit about my cousin.
I can't. How many? There's probably 3 on there that your cousin with.
No, that's my cousin. I was gonna call him cuss your ass out, but somebody said, no, don't do, because ain't none of that true. Ain't none of that happen. So. That's why I ain't calling cuss your ass out. But I mean, shit.
No, it did happen.
I mean, hey, listen, we from Sweetwater. We ain't with that bullshit. We ain't with that bullshit, dog. We ain't with that bullshit.
And y'all
Tony
Cummins. Now, how many times he's running again.
Shit.
Doctor.
Is he
Tony
still a
Cummings.
police?
No.
What is he, a doctor?
I don't-
Doctor what?
I don't know. He got it offline, I guess. So I don't know what
Shit.
college. It was probably
They sell
some.
them well, I mean, you can get them fake vaccine cards, so maybe you can get a fake doctor.
Yeah, he has a doctoral degree in organizational leadership.
From where?
Well, that's a plus. That's a plus for
Well,
him.
It does not say.
What was
hey.
what was his final rank when he left?
I got a motherfucking doctor then in organized leadership.
Crime.
Yeah, right.
Organized crime.
I mean, I got a doctor too.
What was his rank when he left?
Police officer, patrol officer.
So he never
No.
was a supervisor.
No.
Well, in my opinion, that rules him out. He's another Ken Jefferson.
Yeah, well, Ken Jefferson's name has come
Yeah,
up.
right.
He's your cousin too, right?
Goddamn right, and don't talk about it.
He earned his Doctor of Education in Organizational Leadership from Nova Southeastern University.
So he's got a doctorate degree, and he never tried to become a sergeant, lieutenant, and get appointed.
I would say he didn't try. I don't know if he did real
Gotcha.
well on the test. I don't
Okay,
know.
all right.
TK,
So those things will come out.
you know, he.
But they say you ain't got to be.
TK pretty
they
smart
say,
guy.
Listen, they say you ain't got to have none of that shit to be the sheriff.
No, you don't.
They said
because
the
TK
sheriff
never
is
made
just-
lieutenant.
It's a popularity
They just
contest
said the
with
sheriff is
TK
just
man
the
never made
face
lieutenant. He was a
of
sergeant, but
the
he made
agent.
chief. He was promoted from sergeant to chief.
True. He didn't have to take the
Lakeisha
lieutenant's
Burton,
test.
she's legit. She went to lieutenant and became a chief and worked her way up. You got Wayne Clark.
He got a lot of baggage, though. We've talked about him enough. We don't have to talk about
we don't
him
have to
today.
bring up Wayne again. Is he
Yeah.
one of your cousins too?
Everybody black ain't my motherfucking cousin.
Well,
Some I told you wasn't my cousin.
But you said
I don't know who that man is.
who? Wayne Clark?
Yeah, I don't know.
You ain't never met Wayne, Big Wheezy?
I think I seen him
Weezy.
once or twice in the past, but I don't know him.
All right. Well,
Who else?
Who
we got?
else?
Yeah, who else?
we got any other? We got anybody? We're missing anybody?
Others are TK, Matt Nemeth,
Yeah.
Lakeisha Burton,
Yeah.
Wayne Clark.
So
Ain't
I
none
would
of your
say
buddies-
it.
ain't none of
Lakeisha
your
is probably pulling the biggest cross section of support so far.
She got the biggest money
She's got
in cross section. Yeah, like
she's
you
got
said.
some big campaign stuff going on with
She-
some big name Republicans.
She got
this month
Republicans and
next month.
Democrats. Yep.
It's
she
gonna
got
pull a lot.
into your cousins from out there
in Ocean Way.
in White
West
House.
House? No.
Well, you need to go talk to him.
Well, I ain't decided who.
What
100%.
y'all have clan meetings on Monday, don't?
Tuesday nights.
Yeah, talk to him and see.
Mercy. He just makes up stuff.
No,
You know,
that's
why. That's the fun of having him on.
No,
I
that's
tried to
what
get you to buy the piece of property in front of me. That's too
I
damn
had-
much money.
Yeah, it's too much money. I'm telling you, I had to go talk to the Klan to get around there in White House.
Shout out.
You know it.
Oh, anyway,
you know they're all
I would
Democrats,
say
so.
your top two. I don't know. I don't know if there's a top. I don't think. Well, Tony Cummings, I don't think will be got a shot.
I mean, I think your two top
Wayne
runners
Clark,
gonna be
Keisha and TK.
Keisha and TK.
I don't sleep on Matt Nemeth, and maybe a dark horse will get in that race.
I mean, ain't nobody sleeping on Matt Nemeth, period. But I think Keisha and TK. I mean, those gonna be the two better candidates.
Lakeisha will be the reform candidate. She'll put officers on the street. I think she'll make a lot of changes. I work for her. I think our priorities are pretty closely aligned.
Yeah, but
That's
I
good.
mean, but listen, don't start that brown nose and shit because you would not be the.
I don't work there.
undersheriff.
No, hell no, I ain't going back as no.
But he would be a good undersheriff because he
Yeah, well-
He would.
better. No, he
They're too pro police. It wouldn't know.
That's
This
nonsense.
motherfucker be
He
like the
ordered
Wild Wild West.
the undersheriff runs the
Maybe
show.
shit.
He's good at running the show. The sheriff's a
The only
politician.
thing Larry good at is running his motherfucking mouth. That's it. And running them goddamn chicken wings. This motherfucker be
No,
like
the
Wild
dishwasher.
Wild West.
The dishwasher, man. He
listen, this motherfucker too pro police. Like,
That's not true.
I'm
That's
telling
not true.
you,
We got to arrest and
bulls-
fire police. I've sat on boards to have officers to do disciplinary hearings and
Bullshit.
voted to fire them.
Some of your buddies still police officers. They should have been.
That ain't
fired
got nothing to
a
do
long
with me,
time ago.
though.
It do got something to do with you, motherfucker. You, supervising
that's not healthy.
shit.
To have to hold grudges.
Ain't
That's not
nobody
good for you.
holding grudges.
That's not good for
the
your
truth
health.
is the truth.
That's not good for your
Yeah,
health.
like, hey, Larry, you too pro police. No, now you might make a. I mean, you might make a good bailiff.
Larry is pro. He's pro. He's pro patrol, man. And I agree with him on that.
Maybe I don't want to do. Maybe I just want to jump in this race for the fun
Nah,
of it, just to raise some cane.
I ain't giving you no fucking money.
You don't get how many checks you done wrote a bunch of people.
You shit.
I'm gonna get a check.
No, yeah, I'm gonna check
Somebody else.
check motherfucking soda.
Yeah.
Hey,
I need a check right now. Are we? How we on the? Is he due for
Have
some
you
money
collected his
for sponsors?
Hey, listen.
I think
No, he's good.
we need to increase him.
Hey, listen. I told you at the beginning of this show. Now you say I don't want to pull my advertising, motherfucker.
Hey, your jeans probably getting towed right now.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Probably is. Does he have a sign out in the parking lot?
There one probably appeared right after you pulled up.
I should look before I pull in a place.
Right after you pull up, one of them portable signs popped up.
But hey, them gonna be your two front runners, Keisha and TK.
Most likely.
That's what it's gonna
I'm
be.
making it just
Most
for the
likely.
fun of it.
No,
Just to raise some cane.
nah. Keep your.
I'm
ass
trying to
where you
discourage
at.
him from doing that right now.
Yeah, like I mean, sit
I think
your-
he should go run for city council.
Well, I am going to do that.
Absolutely.
That is going to happen at some
Absolutely.
point.
Yeah, now if you run
He's young enough. He got
pissed off. I done pissed off enough of them, though. They're going to raise some money against me.
Now, if you run for city council, I might. I might.
There you go.
support
Hey, you got a supporter
in
over
city
there.
council, but yeah,
Yeah, but we need to change in the sheriff's office. We can't have the same old legacy because some of those candidates are going to put all those resources into investigations and other places and special divisions. Hell, we're adding horses to the horse unit right now, but we can't add police officers to the beats. So we need to go back to the beat system.
I agree.
And
that is a
then-
problem.
so-
and I love telling the story.
I think Keisha's probably the one that'll change it and the most qualified to run the agency,
Yeah.
when it comes to making those changes, in my opinion.
Well, y'all are philosophically aligned.
TK is probably we're in a lot of ways, and she's getting across the board support. TK's, he's not incompetent. Matt Neiman's not incompetent. They both could probably, run the agency in some respect because the sheriff don't run a damn thing.
Right.
It's who they put underneath
Politician.
them. Tony Cummins I wouldn't vote for him for dog catcher. Wayne Clark, I've made my opinions. Who else?
We almost had.
That was it.
Yeah, we
There might be
kind of
some
hammered
people
Wayne so much we
Yeah,
kind
I
of had to
don't
get
talk
let
about
off of
Wayne
that.
no more,
Matter of fact.
Matt Nemeth, I probably wouldn't vote for him either. Yeah.
Tony Cummings is the only one that said he's
But-
under the police reform.
But it's still far out. We're
He's
going
just saying whatever he can to get whatever.
Yeah.
we're going to see a bunch more people jump in. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, could be.
They're
No,
they're
I
just
think-
waiting.
Can a convicted felon run for sheriff? That might be. Can he?
I don't know.
You should run
Talk to
for
the
sheriff.
governor and get my rights back.
Well,
and then I
boy,
could
John
be
was supposed to
felon
do all that stuff for you, wasn't he? So
Here we
bad.
go-
Don't
here
talk
we-
about John.
Here we go with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So
with
I
the
thought he was
bullshit.
getting that back for
just,
you.
Yeah, just like you don't want me talking about your goddamn buddy Botein. Don't talk about John. Botein.
All right,
Yeah,
all
motherfucker.
All right.
Speaking of John, the Admiral that's coming on,
Yeah.
close friends, those two. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think I told you that. So,
Well, who else? You talked to the governor.
Yeah.
Somebody was supposed to talk to the governor for you, weren't they?
Man, I don't know shit.
I can call him right here and you can
To get your
y'all
rights
know each
restored.
other.
I don't see what.
I
How
got
long
his
has it
cell
been you've been
phone.
trying to get that done?
Not supposed to give it
About
out though.
18 years.
Well, you should already have them back by now. Somebody
So-
needs to make that call and make that happen.
He can either have his felony expunged or be granted clemency,
I
and then
thought-
he could run for sheriff.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
what I need. Well, I'm telling you what we need. We need to get Trump back in 2024, and then I'll
Or
call.
DeSantis.
Yeah, and I'm talking about some shit.
So you saying you-
their presidential
hey, are you
party.
saying-
the goddamn ugly ass Lil Wayne and Kodiak Black? If they got pardons, I know goddamn well.
Dougie, you're saying if Trump ran in 24, you'd vote for him?
Yeah.
I love you. I
voted
love
for
you
him
even
this
more now,
time.
man.
No, he
And
voted for him before. He was supporting
Yeah.
him before.
Yeah.
He caught a lot of flack from people for being a Trump
Good,
supporter.
good, and standing your ground about it.
Because he's a
Yeah.
business owner.
Honestly, I like DeSantis better, but a lot of people in Florida don't want to lose DeSantis.
He runs his mouth.
Right, he just right.
Correction.
That's his problem.
Having their felony expunged or be granted clemency can give them a better chance, but you can run as a felon.
My man.
See
There
what
you
I'm
go.
talking
Wow.
about?
Go ahead.
But is he allowed to carry a gun? As a sheriff, he can't carry a gun to the
Listen,
list.
I'm gonna be the first black sheriff in this motherfucking time.
They can't carry a gun.
Regardless.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a posse. He won't need one. He'll have his
Those
posse.
rights restored, we can get that gun back.
He'll have his posse.
You'd probably be the first black felon to ever be
Yeah,
sheriff.
Hey.
there go Sheriff Doug.
Crazier
Got
things
that
have happened.
ass Can of pepper spray. He got on his
Got bear
side.
spray.
What a big canister. A canister. Hey, crazier things than that.
Big old potato handle.
Yeah,
like walking
boy.
tall.
Crazier things. All right, we
Like
gotta
a rock. All right,
we gotta wrap
wrap.
up, folks.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you coming on.
Hey, do we have to have you back again a third time?
Oh, he's coming back.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we just gonna have like the Doug Dixon show?
It'll be the
Yeah.
Doug Dixon hour.
Yeah.
Hour?
All I'm saying is y'all motherfuckers about to have my limo the next time.
All right. Yeah, I'll pull up there and
Yeah,
get you.
we just couldn't get the
10
color you
piece-
wanted.
you up.
10 piece of chicken in
Lemon
in
pepper.
That orange color you
Pepper's
wanted,
good
Dave,
now.
we couldn't get.
No, I want black, baby.
Okay, that's easy.
And 10-piece lemon
lemon pepper.
one.
Mild,
right.
lemon pepper mild.
Extra crispy.
Okay.
All right, so that was
right.
that was Doug Dixon, also known as
Yep, that
Congress
was our-
Rutherford's best friend.
That was our
At
state
least
of the
that's what he
race
tells people.
political
Future
podcast
sheriff.
for this
Yeah,
month.
yeah. That was
Future sheriff.
possible future
No,
sheriff.
Future, yeah.
That's right.
Next, we'll have on Debbie Johnson from Canines United, and then we're gonna have Cord Bird on after that. So
Yeah,
we're good.
that's it. Dougie, thanks for being here again. We enjoyed it. Always fun having you on, man.
Always.
You know.
Yep.
All right. Hey, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. That was Real Jacks with Jim and Larry and Crawfish. Doug Dixon. We'll see you next time.